What's up? Inflatable Enthusiast here, and I got a really cool review for you guys today. This is on the Gemmy 2005 9-foot tall airborne inflatable cat Archway. So this popped up on Mercari for $60, and I snagged it immediately. This thing was probably up for sale for a total of like 5 minutes, and I bought it immediately. However, it did say in the description that the sound was not working. This inflatable has spooky sounds and like cat noises, and there's a flashing strobe light effect inside of it. And the seller did say that. They said that the sound wasn't working and the strobe lights weren't working. But they said there was something wrong with the switch on the sound box, the on and off switch. So I bought it. I was like, okay, $60. It showed pictures of it. The inflatable itself looked to be perfect, and it is. But I was fairly confident that I could fix the sound box. So, I got it. It came in a few days ago, and it came in today, actually. And I was able to fix it. The whole problem with it was on the sound box, the on and off switch was broken, and the wires connecting, like the part that connects to the part where the wires connect to the switch was all corroded and stuff like that. So what I did is my father and my grandfather are really into RC cars. I collect inflatables, my dad collects RC cars, and same with my grandpa. So basically, we took a switch off of the speed control of an RC car and replaced it and used it on this, and now it works perfectly. The only issue is the switch has to be turned on with like a screwdriver or something, because it's inside of the sound box. The switch doesn't stick up through the sound box, but that's fine, because once I put it out, I'm going to keep it on, so I'm not going to have to switch it on and off a whole bunch. But yeah, like I said, this thing showed up for $60. These usually sell anywhere between, I'd say, $250 and $400. This is it's not a super rare inflatable, but it's not common. And I wanted some kind of like vintage black cat looking design. I have the 20-foot cat, which I could still use this year because I'm going for a classic display. But if I really wanted to get a classic one, I'd get the one from like Hammacher Schlemmer. They do look slightly different. And the Hammacher Schlemmer one was in more classic displays. The one I have, I think, is Haunted Hill Farm, which is a newer version of the black cat, of the 20-foot black cat, and it looks a little different. But I might not even use the black cat this year now that I have this one. So yeah, anyways, here's the front of the box. The box is badly beat up, but I'd rather have it than not, especially again for $60. I don't think I'd ever even seen the box for this. But yeah, here's the front right here. It's got a giant bash right in here, and like the paper front of the box is starting to like peel off and dry rot, it looks like. There is some staining and stuff like that. But as you can see, the airborne inflatable logo, 9 feet tall, sound and motion activated spooky sounds, sound and motion activated light effect, lights up. And then here's the side. This side is even worse. The other side is pretty much perfect, and that's the side I'm going to display it on. But I love this background, like the early 2000s Halloween Gemmy box backgrounds. This is, you can see the haunted house, some bats, and some trees. It looks really cool. It says the same thing. Then here's the back of the box. Again, the same thing, over 9 feet tall. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, actually. There's not the 1, 2, 3 easy setup. There's an extra step, so this is going to be impossible. It's not going to be an easy setup anymore. But you can see the third step, they say instead, insert batteries and whatnot. 2005 Gemmy Industries. This thing includes a lot of tether stakes. I just noticed that. This thing has a lot of tethers on it. I believe it has 2 tethers on each paw, which is good. It didn't come with any stakes, but I have plenty myself. And then here's the other side. This one's probably the best looking, even though there is a little bit of fading down here. But yeah, it still looks pretty good nonetheless. And then there's the carry handle at the top. Again, the airborne inflatable logo, and there's a bunch of these colored stickers all around the box. probably from whatever store they bought it at. But yeah, anyways, we'll get this taken out and we'll plug it in and inflate it. Alrighty, so I got it all taken out of the box here. This thing actually has a very, very strong fan on it. It is an older base fan, but it looks like it looks like the first generation Gemmy base fan because it has the black casing over it, or the black cover over it. But I think this was a fan that they used on like some of their 12-footers because it is very, very powerful. I was very surprised to see how fast and how tight this thing inflates. So yeah, without further ado, the sound box will not be on. I'll show that in the night view because it is kind of annoying, to be honest. There also is some duct tape here because there must have been a hole by the fan, but that's not a big deal. I'm considering taking it off and just sewing whatever was ripped there, but I also might just leave it. Yeah, see, the legs always get twisted up. And one thing that they don't usually do with archways like this is, I was surprised. I thought the fan was going to be in one of the back legs or in the back paws, but it's in the front right one. Yeah, this thing inflates fast, but it's all twisted up and screwed up right now, so it's going to take a second. Yeah, trying to get an inflation video of this is, like, impossible. Once it's done inflating, though, it stands up very, very good on its own. Just gotta adjust the legs here a little bit. Alrighty, it's gonna fall backwards or forwards because it's not staked down. But here it is. I gotta step really, really far back for this. Yeah, this design is really, really cool. I love it. It's very simple though. Definitely not a whole lot going on. As you can see, the whole thing's just black. Even the face is very simple, but it looks really good. You know, it looks like an old cartoony, like a vintage cartoony black cat. I love it. It's got green eyes, purple mouth, nose, and ears. And you can see his fangs right there. This thing has a bunch of C7s in it, but it's still gonna light up like shit because it's totally black. But that's perfectly fine. But yeah, you can see on the side, there's fabric that goes up to his back, and then at the bottom it's frayed to kind of look like cat fur. I love that. I love how arched his back is too. It looks very cartoonish again. It also looks like he's very angry. He does have a tail. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, he does have a tail right here. The tail doesn't stand up. It just leans. It hangs over his leg and it's stitched down right there. But yeah, this thing wants to explode. It inflates so tight. The fabric is like perfect. It is a little bit dirty though, as you can see in spots, but yeah, some tethers here. Oh, this tether is completely ripped, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, I love this design. And then, you know, walking underneath it in here, you got all your strobe lights, which I will show in a second. And then the fraying fabric at the bottom, which I think looks great. There's a small little tear right here. It looks like something's supposed to be sewn here. I think it's probably this wire. Yeah, and it looks like they tried to duct tape it here as well. So I'm probably just going to put a patch over that, and then I might sew it back up here because it does hang down into the archway, which really looks bad. I also could just, yeah, I could just do this as well. I could Velcro it there. I don't know. But I'll fix that for the display. For the review, it's fine. And then here's the sound box right here. It's in this plastic casing. It's a motion activated one. You can see right there, and then there's a speaker. Again, I'll show that in a second. The cat has claw details. It has 3 claws on each paw. And like I said, this thing has a lot of tethers. It has one on each leg, like right here, there, and then the other two. And then it has 2 tethers on the bottom of each paw besides the one with the base fan. So this thing has a lot of tethers, which is good because you're going to want to secure something like this very, very well because of the shape and just how it's built, basically. So yeah, but the cat's face looks really, really cool. It is a little bit dirty, like I said, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, anyways, I'll go cut to the night view and show you the strobe lights and the sound box. So here it is at night. You literally cannot see anything. I mean, this thing is practically invisible, unfortunately. I think I might put a spotlight on this. I don't know. There's really nothing you can do because, like I said, it's entirely black. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do for the display. But at least, you know, when the strobe lights are going, it'll light up the inside and stuff. So we'll go take a look at that right now. All right, and for the strobe lights and stuff, I am going to turn my flash on just because I don't want this to be like totally just a completely black video. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, that's it. That's the strobe lighting effect and the sound box. It's very simple, but I do definitely love the strobe lights. That's going to stand out in my display a whole lot because I'm not going to have anything else like that. And yeah, I really like it, honestly. I'm glad it's motion activated though. Typically, I don't like motion activated designs, but for a sound box like that, that's so repetitive and like really like annoying. That would be aggravating going off over and over and over again. So I am glad that that's motion activated because I would not want to listen to that every single day over and over again repeated. It's kind of like the new werewolf at Target this year. That thing is so annoying. But yeah, so it'll only go off if a car drives by or if someone walks underneath it because I am going to have this close to the road. I'm going to plan to have this over my grandmother's walkway up to her house because most people, you know, would probably walk up that. No one's going to walk up to my house, so I'm not going to put it near my house. And if I just put it out in my lawn, no one's really going to go through it. Although if my grandmother does complain about the sound, because she usually sits in the living room right in front of her door, she might hear it in her house. So if she hears it in her house and it's going to keep her up, well, these shouldn't be on past, usually my display stays on till about 10 or 11 o'clock. So it's not gonna keep her up all throughout the night, but if she does complain about it, I will move it somewhere in my yard. But yeah, so this thing looks really, really cool. It's a shame that you can't see it at night. I'm most likely gonna put a spotlight on it, but I don't also want to ruin the effect of the strobe lights, so I don't know what I'll do. But I'll figure something out because I don't want this thing to be completely invisible at night. If it's at the front of my grandma's house, it'll probably still be visible because there'll be a bunch of lights and other stuff around it to light it up. But if I put it out in my field, it's going to be really, really dark. So I don't know. But yeah, so I love this design. I only got it though because it was $60. If it was any more expensive than that, like if it was over $100, $150, I would have totally passed on it. I only got this because it was literally dirt cheap and I was fairly confident that I could fix it, and I'm glad that I was able to, because I think I got this thing for a steal for the condition it's in. So yeah, but anyways, that's about it. I'm the Inflatable Enthusiast, and I'll see you guys next time.